Тили-тили-бом, закрой глаза скорее. Кто-то ходит за окном и стучится в двери. Тили-тили-бом, кричит ночная птица. Он уже пробрался в дом, к тем, кому не спится.
Здравствуйте. Good evening, comrades. Let me to present myself. My name is, or should I say was, Lavrenti Pavlovich Beria. For I is, as you say, a ghost, dead. Please, you should not have fear. I will not hurt you. Promise I could not be trusted to keep one alive. Well, now is different. Now I only tell truth. It's the rules. Yet I can see from blankness of faces, few of you have heard of me. Is understandable. For it was in June 1953 I is arrested, shot as counter-revolutionary, traitor, spy. And so it was through many years hence. Name of Lavrenti Pavlovich Beria is removed from official Soviet history. Looking back, is true. I was guilty of many things, underestimating snake in grass Khrushchev for one. Yet not this crime of being traitor, for believe me, I love my country. Perhaps I love too much, and yet my crime, if I had crime, was being powerful, yet not powerful enough to have no crimes. And yet there was a time when everyone knew name of Lavrenti Pavlovich Beria. Name even tallest man is wise to be fears of. Name belonging to Comrade Stalin's right-hand man. Da, hand who hold axe. What you peoples call KGB. Name used by mothers to make naughty children nice. Eat your greens, my little babushka. Beria will come and take you in the night. Perhaps it's not something to be proud of. Nevertheless, it's truth. And truth is the reason why I is here. They say you must hear my truth. So what happened on this night of March 1st, 1950? Night great Joseph Vissarionovich Stalin died. For who am I to argue? And so it must begin, as all tragedies do, with arrival of beautiful woman. Shush, my little children, here she comes. Da, Carl. Of course I hear Carl. I am not deaf. Well, is she as they say? Remarkable. And yet, let her sweat a while. Look her down and up. Smell her hair. Cinnamon. She has done her research. Very good. You may tell her I will see her now. Oh, and Carl, offer to take her coat. We wouldn't want to be forgetting our manners.
Comrade Beria, I'm Anna.
Anna. You as a reporter from Washington Tribune.
Post. Firstly, may I say, what an honor.
Of course. Yet I'm sorry, Anna. Place is mess. My cleaner is away. Holiday, she says. Still is unforgivable.
Honestly, it looks fine to me.
Then perhaps your standards are lower. I is joking with you. Not so funny, I'm certain. Humour so rarely translates, with exception of Marx Brothers and Bob Hope. You could call me stinky. Very good. I arranged private showing of Road to Ballet for you. Bing Crosby, Dorothy Lamour, has not been released in your American cinemas yet. You like?
Yes, I like very much.
Then it's there. Come. Lead back. Have seat. We should make this comfortable as we can. Da. I hope my god Carl did not frighten you. Sometimes he can be too brisk.
Oh, he was the perfect gentleman.
This I doubt.
And what else do you doubt, Comrade Beria?
Everything. And everyone. Sometimes I don't even trust myself. Please, name then your poison. What do you wish to drink? Coffee?
I don't suppose you have any vodka.
Does Pope shit in woods?
Is Bear a Catholic?
That's very good. How do you take it?
Neat, no ice. Little by little. The first chaka comes like a stick in the throat. The second flies in like a falcon, and the rest just dive like small birdies.
Like good Russian women should, if there is to be such a thing. Too much work and no vacation deserves least small libation. So hell, friends, raise glasses. Work is curse of drinking classes.
Yates.
Wild.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have no Irish in me.
To be sure, would you like some? I guess I should not give up day job.
And just what is that these days?
Go on.
Well, up until recently, didn't you used to be head of both state and internal security? Oh, don't get me wrong. I wasn't suggesting anything, merely asking questions. Oh dear, I can see I've upset you. Maybe it would have been better if I'd cleared these questions with your people first. It's just you seemed in such a rush to get me here. I didn't have time to follow what I understand to be your usual procedures. Oh, we could always rearrange. Unless, of course, I've misunderstood. And we're not having an interview here at all. In which case, I must ask, what are we doing here?
We're having a drink.
Well, in that case, na zdrowie, Comrade Beria.
Please, call me Lavrenti.
I hope you don't mind. I brought my tape recorder. It takes a little while to
Just
set up.
paper
but
and pencil.
I really would prefer.
You think I give damn what you prefer?
Well, no, of course not, but my shorthand's a little rusty, and I wouldn't want to misquote you.
Yet surely to my peoples, your peoples always lie.
Well, then wouldn't it be most rude of me to prove him wrong?
Now you be careful, Anna. I can always call Carl, send you back to your editor with tail between legs. Then, where will your precious scoop be?
Unidentified woman found face down in gutter. Probable victim of a mugging gone horribly wrong. Page 4 inside column evening edition. Oh, or maybe I'd be a traffic accident. After all, isn't that much more your style?
You has balls, Mrs. Schulitz.
We grow 'em big in Ohio. Apparently it's got something to do with the climate. Anyway, I reverted to Gresham, my maiden name.
That is great shame when people part in such ways. This is why you requested posting to Moscow.
Actually, no. If we're going to be picky, I was headhunted.
Picky
It means pedantic, particular.
is great quality for leader, yet not so in man. Or you disagree? My wife does not.
You know, I was warned about you.
I would hope so. And just what was you warned about?
That you can be charming.
What else?
That you have a predilection for pretty young women. It means...
I know what
I'm
means.
sure you do.
Come now, Anna. Surely you as press should not believe all you hear, all you write. Besides, I think you is not so young.
Thanks.
Pleasure. So you really think I would slip something in your drink?
One hears rumors.
Yet why would I go to such lengths when there is 100,000 Russian women who would each give eagle-eyed tit to sit on my lap?
Because you don't want your women to be willing participants. Supposedly it's a power thing.
Anna Louise Schulitz, Nee Gresham, now Gresham once more. Born October 31st, 1918, Chicago. Mother Mary dies in childbirth. Father Donald loses all in collapse of Wall Street, becomes alcoholic, disappears one night, body never found. Anna and two older siblings, Ralph and Sarah, raised by great Aunt Jennifer and Uncle Harold, moved to Ohio, spent 30 scrabbling around in the dirt. Yet dirt cannot hide your splendor. For Anna wins scholarship to Versailles, who graduates early with double first in politics and late romantic literature. Saturday, December 6, 1941, marries local newspaper heir Jacques Hewlins. Honeymoon curtailed when Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor very next day. February 1942, Anna is seconded into American Ministry of Propaganda, where she makes name for herself. Departs July 1947 to have twins, Katie and Jack Jr. Life is good. That is until Christmas 1950, when husband returning from family festivities crashes car, killing himself, the twins, and putting Anna Louise Schulens, nee Gresham, now Gresham once more, into 6 months coma. It goes on.
Not by my choice.
You still believe in presence of divine?
Hell, it's always good to keep someone around to blame. Anyway, surely the question should be, does he still believe in me?
You know, Anna, sometimes I think God is American, because like you Americans, he always thinks he is right. And the reason he gives for being right is because he is God.
And can God also be Russian?
Yet, for if God is Russian, there'd be no God, because God not believe in God no more.
Therefore you don't believe?
I believe in Stalin.
Because Stalin has replaced God?
No, because that which is perfect inspires us to also be.
Oh, but surely nobody's perfect.
God does not make mistakes.
I see. And this makes you what? His avenging angel? Ah, now I get it. That's how you justify your actions. None of these things are your fault. You're just following the orders of a higher being.
It's like how Gabriel slaughters all firstborn sons of Egypt. Absalom, Absalom, Absalom. Oh, don't look so shocked, Anna. It's only blasphemy if you believe. For at least I is aware of what I am.
And what's that?
You tell me.
Oh, but that would be too easy. Because now you've got me thinking.
It's a very nasty habit. Will only get you in troubles.
I mean, if a tree's to blame anyone, it should be the axe. I mean, or the woodsman, not the axe.
Exactly. For God made the devil, and the devil made sin, and so God Almighty made a hole and puts the devil in. Yet hole is only so when viewed from outside. It is not so easy to shrieve men of his sins. You keep file. Finish later. It's present.
But it's not my birthday.
Then has to be like Burr or King.
Or Stalin.
Da.
Oh, I don't think I could ever be like Stalin. However, there are plenty in Washington who think you could.
And there is even more stupid than we think there is. Now, please, we have no more of this silliness. You will take file, use it in your piece from unnamed source.
Pravda would deny its validity.
What is use of story if they did not?
Look, I'm touched, honestly, but I really doubt if my readers are that interested in me.
Anna, everyone is interested in you.
What's the card for?
It's code. For here in Russia, we have 4 categories of peoples.
And for suits?
Category 1, immediate execution. This is spans. Category 2, gulag. This is clubs. Category C, free. C, rhymes. This is diamonds.
And category 4, hearts?
Means undetermined at present.
The Queen of Hearts.
Ah, the Queen of Hearts, she makes some tarts all on summer's day. The Knave of Hearts, he steal the tarts and take them clean away. The King of Hearts, he called for tarts, he beat the knave full sore. The Knave of Hearts, he bring back tarts, he vow, he steal no more.
You certainly do like your poetry.
One should cherish beauty in whatever form she comes.
Even if it's underage?
Do you enjoy playing dangerous game?
That depends on whether I'm winning. Am I?
I don't think you care whether you're winning or not. I think you're dead woman walking. I think you want to be unidentified woman found face down in gutter. Probably victim of mugging gone horribly wrong. Page 4, inside column, evening edition. For you too afraid to go on living and want to join family, yet hasn't got guts. Da. And I think you come here hoping I provide answer.
And I think you think too much.
It's probable. You know, Anna, you would make very good politician. Perhaps president even.
Oh, but we'll never have a woman president.
Why not? Surely appearance of woman is better than reality of man.
True. But unfortunately, how can I put this? We tend to trust our women even less than we trust our...
God! Russians!
Well, I was going to say Negroes, but then I guess either of those will do.
Negroes. I must write down. Will make Comrade Stalin laugh.
Does Comrade Stalin have a sense of humor?
In many ways, he is still his child.
Who's never had to grow up and yet gets to play with the most expensive and dangerous toys in the world.
Like Peter Pan. Niet tick-tock.
You know, where I come from, we'd call such a child spoilt.
Yet we is not from where you come. Perhaps you'd like to return home. Click Hills 3 times.
Oh, how my editor would love that. Save him a fortune in travel expenses. Oh, shucks. They're the wrong color.
It's pity, for you would look good in red.
Is that an invitation?
A statement.
I see.
Do you?
No, not really. Look, I've only got the car booked until midnight, and I'm sure you must be very busy.
So?
So shall we begin the interview?
I was under the impression we already has.
Well, in that case, shall we begin again?
If you prefer.
Comrade Berrien, I normally like to start with a few silly questions, you know, favorite color, that sort of thing.
I think I can handle that.
Comrade Berrien,
Lavrenti, please.
what would you say is your favorite color?
Red, like shoes.
And after that?
Blue
Why blue?
is color of water and sky. Freedom.
I see. But forgive me for saying, but wouldn't you say that was a terribly expensive color? I mean, wouldn't you say you've restricted that particular color supply by sending millions of innocent people to their deaths in your gulags?
Is the rest of questions going to be like this?
Why, have you a problem with that?
No problem. Merely curious. The only guilty are sent to such places as special camps.
I see. Like my dog is a horse. My dog has 4 legs. A horse has 4 legs. Therefore, my dog is a horse.
Anna, people who live in countries made of glass should not make habit of throwing stones.
And what stones are those exactly?
Very well. I think was early 40s when your government imprisoned without trial thousands of innocent children, the crime having Japanese ancestry. I quote now, your Lieutenant General John L. DeWitt. There's dangerous elements that make no difference from American citizen, child is Jap. And a Jap is Jap is a Jap.
Can I answer?
Please, give me how you say best shot.
March 1940. Mere months after you guys and the Nazis had neatly carved Poland in two. The murder of 22,000 Polish officers while in the care of the KGB at the Katyn camp. Any of this ring a bell?
Was work of SS, not
But the
us.
Swiss Red Cross report.
Roosevelt and Churchill denounce, and if I is lying, then so is they. Which, by the way, they both is liars. For I personally bugged the room at Yalta and hear what they say behind each other's back. Look, Anna, I'm not saying everything you know is wrong. It is more the fact you think you know everything. This is what's wrong. Now, let me to explain. For do you know what blowback is? Relax, it's not sexual. Blowback is a term used to describe unplanned consequence of covert operation. And because many people's naive of what causes this is as thunder out of blue sky.
You have an example of this?
I have many.
One will do.
Spring 1940, same time as SS is killing Polish officers in Cape Town. Churchill is secretly plotting with French to destroy Baca oil fields, make Soviet military machine die of thirst.
But why?
Because modern army marches on petroleum, not stomach.
No. I mean, why attack you? You were neutral back then, weren't you?
Hannah, you have much to learn.
Then teach me.
Okay. Lesson 1. There is never no such thing as neutral. Churchill fear we come into war on back of Hitler, and with good reason he thinks this, for he already backed White Army in the Russian Civil War, and was providing arms to Finnish army. Hardly act of good friend. Yet someone, somewhere, tell Germans of Churchill's plan, and so quick as honey, Hitler put end to phony war. He blitzkrieg Paris, and kicking Winston's ass all the way back across English Channel.
Oh, come on. You trying to tell me that Churchill's plan to bomb some Romanian oil fields was the fall of France?
Some may interpret facts this way.
If they have all the facts. Do I have all the facts?
Lesson 2. Who does? Yet just talk to me of Gulag. Why you think we hasn't? Is it not exact same reason you has prison?
Being?
No, Anna. Now I wish you to answer. Why has you prison? What is purpose of your prison?
To punish the guilty.
Good. And?
To keep them from causing further crimes on the innocent. Of course, in your book, no one's ever completely innocent.
Yes, true. Go on.
I don't know. I've never really had to think about it.
Then think now.
Okay. I believe our prisons act as a kind of deterrent to those who are thinking about committing crime. Oh, and I suppose a place to rehabilitate those into the guilty back into society.
Very good. Yet forgiveness is your ways, not ours. Yet I can tell by your reasoning, I could be held responsible for death of many millions. Yet on other level, has not my actions also saved lives of many millions more? For how many more of your soldiers will have died on D-Day if Germans not still fighting us on Western Front? And why? Because of goods and weapons supplied to our forces by our prison workers.
You gulag slaves.
And a lumpen proletariat who wishes not to contribute to society as waste of precious resources Mother Russia cannot afford to carry. Why should we care more for them than they do us? For in war there can be no passengers.
And what about those who wanted to help but couldn't?
You talk of cripples. Nature is cruel, yet not as man. 30 million Soviet people die in patriotic war. More than every other country put together. I think if America would have bleed, she would have drowned.
Well, hell, at least we didn't cut our own throats. Your pre-war purge killed how many of your own people? 1 million? 2? 3?
Less. Not much less, yet less. Is regrettable. A death of one man is tragedy. A death of millions, mere statistics. Yet I find when I stop killing people by millions, they start to get ideas. And they more powerful than guns. For we would not let our enemies have guns. Why should we let them have ideas?
You're talking about your own people, not your enemies.
It's one and same.
Lesson 3.
Is as when being back at school, a fear of bullying by inferiors. And so at times it's necessary to employ fear like tool. to crush fear. Your President Roosevelt, he say as much when he spoke of New Deal. The only thing to be frightened of is fear itself. You see, be afraid of fear. I'm sorry, Anna. You've been brainwashed too long and too far by your country's illusion of freedom. You think you live in democracy, rule of people by people for peoples. And why you think this? Because you had ballot boxes? And people who cast votes decide nothing. People who count votes decide everything.
Oh, come on. Like we'd be able to get away with rigging the election of our own president.
Yet, true. Perhaps even this is a step too far, too soon. Yet, bombing of Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Tokyo, Dresden, Hamburg, is atrocities committed by your peoples, not mine. For only dead can afford to pay cost of morality you have proposed. In the end, all the horrors we humans carry out on each other boil down to need to survive. And justifies means. Only losing side preaches tolerance. Or read Charles Darwin if you don't believe.
Charles Darwin was a deeply religious man.
Yet at heart of genius must lay conflict. For was not Einstein who say, true mark of genius is being able to hold two consecutive theories in head and believe them both correct?
But I think you'll find Albert also said, the only difference between human genius and stupidity is only our genius has its limitations.
He would know. For it's true ironic. Hitler would have won last war if he had not rid his scientific community of people like Albert. Yet we all make mistakes. A future is not always flattering angle to view things from.
And who said that?
I did, just now. You see, Anna, I is not total idiot.
I never said you were.
And I never said you did, but your eyes, they say something different, something else, beyond. And yet it is gone.
You know, Comrade Barry, I do believe you could outstare the Sphinx herself.
It'd be an interesting challenge. Now, please, we must continue with the interview.
Why?
I is enjoying.
I'm not sure that's the word I would choose.
Yet your nipples would. I has overstepped mark.
A little.
Of course, Adolf, he was unlike to say such things. He was true gentleman as far as your sex is concerned. Always putting on high, no good for kinder, culture, culture. Only good for children, kitchen, and church. And this philosophy played crucial part in his ultimate downfall. Because for every woman not made to work in factory, there is surely one less man on front line. One less soldier, one less gun.
For in total war there can be no passengers.
You listen well.
It's my job.
Yet now I think you wish to ask me about peace deal.
Is it that obvious?
Yet you hide it well.
Yet still you see straight through me.
This too is my job.
Well, it obviously must have come to your attention that, there have been rumors in the press recently that, in the summer of 1941...
Please, I promise not to bite.
That you attempted to broker a peace deal with the Nazis.
For this is bad smell that won't vanish. Boring truth of matter is lone action of renegade NKVD officer acting without my authority. It's regrettable, but these things happen in war.
What happened to the officer? Gulag?
Where else should we put traitor?
Well, surely a traitor should be shot.
Stalin show mercy.
Why?
Why not?
Do you believe we're still at war?
I believe Comrade Stalin believes so.
Oh, we don't see much of him back home anymore. I can remember a time when good old Uncle Joe was on every newsreel. Not anymore. Why's that?
State secret.
What is?
Relax, Anna. I is, how you say, yanking your chain. Uncle Joe, Comrade Stalin is merely taking time out to record his autobiography.
Rewriting the past one last time?
All great leaders do this. Even yours. For if you dig hard and deep enough, you will find even basis of your country is built on rotten foundations. I had a copy of Lincoln's speech from Charleston, Illinois, 1858. You read, please, aloud. Take time. It's strong stuff.
I am not now, nor ever have been, in favor of bringing about in any way the social or political equality of the white and black races. Nor have I ever been in favor of making voters or jurors of Negroes, nor of qualifying them to hold office, nor of intermarriages with white people.
Why, stop. There is more. No? Very well. For there is physical difference between white and black races, which will forever forbid the two races living together on social or political equality. There must be position of superior and inferior, and I am in favor of assigning superior position to the white man. Lincoln. What? No witty reply?
It was a different time.
It's not different time. It's same. It's now. Senator McCarthy is now. House Committee on Un-American Activity is now. For though his methods and enemies may change, Uncle Sam's willing blindness to own hypocrisy remains same.
Now wait, hold on. If memory serves, didn't you once rewrite a biography of Stalin? Now, hold on, what was it called? Just remind me. On the history of the Bolshevik organizations in Transcaucasia. Catchy title.
It was, how you say, my Valentine to Uncle Joe. Sold over 100,000 copies in initial printing. Perhaps you've read.
Alas, no. Have you?
Yet, for his truth, I did not write. After all, when would I have time and so busy sending innocent children to Gulag?
And who did write it?
Anna, who cares what's hidden, as long as it remains so?
Off the record.
You and I both know there's no such thing.
Please.
It makes stone weep.
Bleed.
Even better. Very well. For you only. In truth, no one person wrote it. Some kulaks have suggested editor of Georgian paper did, and then I had him shot to cover up forgery. And before you ask, no, I did not shoot him or have him shot for this. I did have him killed, yet was for other reasons. What they were now escape me. Like I say, my memory not what it used to be. Perhaps you will grow old too one day. What great tragedy that will be. What's the matter? Has I said something wrong?
Nothing.
What?
It's just...
Anna.
I'm afraid that can't happen. You see, I won't grow old.
You has portrait in attic like Dorian Gray.
No, not like Dorian Gray.
What then? Off record.
Breast cancer. I have breast cancer. All right, I have breast cancer. Satisfied.
And I make stupid joke about nipple when already diseased. Please, have handkerchief.
No, it's not necessary.
To me is, please. Come sit. Come, sit. Anna, you must think I is fiend. How can I not feel for you? Trust me, I is not fiend. For when I send people to the death or gulag, it is not people's, really God's. Is like how sausage is not cow.
So I'm a cow, not a sausage? Hell, not the best compliment I've ever had.
Sorry, I was out of practice.
Not the worst.
Believe me, I would suck out poison if I could.
Best of luck with that, Buster. They're not real. Now I get to take them off and put them in the top drawer.
Wonder why I wasn't in file.
Hell, life's been full of unanswered questions.
Such as, please, goes ahead, ask me another.
Why? It's not going to make me feel any better.
Yet, won't make you feel worse.
I can't think of any.
Try.
Nope.
Harder.
I don't know.
Call yourself journalist?
You're impossible.
Better yet, a statement, not question. Come now, Anna. Surely you is... what?
It's just back when Jack Sr. was, alive. Friends would come up to us all the time and say, "What's the secret to your happy marriage?" You know what that jerk would say? Low standards. Ugh, just like any young bride with a head full of hopes and dreams. I bet. You like Jack. Hell, everybody liked Jack. So, what keeps you awake at night?
Not very exciting.
I told you I couldn't think of anything.
I mean answer.
No, seriously, I'd like to know. Come
Even if your readers don't.
Oh, come on. Can't you give a dime woman a break?
Very well. Since you put it this way, itch I cannot scratch is what was Hitler's thinking during first winter of Great Patriotic War. You see, only 6 months previous, June 1941, and all is going good for him. Everything west of Germany is his. Italy is blocked up in the back across the channel, and though your president wants to enter war, your Congress will not let him. For many in back pocket of Nazis.
No!
And so, Anna, I ask myself, if I was Adolf, where do I go from there? And you know what I think I would think?
Nope.
I think... First, I invade Russia from west. Then I force the Japs to honor our secret pact. Invade Russia from east, catching Stalin und giant pincer, making him surrender. Then I turn my attention to Britain, makes them capitulate. And finally, I and Lorry Axis powers declare war on the Yanks. Soon, world is mine lobster, covered in mine swastika, Sieg, Heil, me, ja!
So what went wrong?
For some reason, I still not understand why Japan not invade Russia, allowing General Zhukov to move badly needed troops to Moscow, slowing down German advance before start of first crucial winter.
Shame.
And even though Hirohito failed to keep his side of bargain, why does Adolf keep his?
What do you mean?
4 days after Pearl Harbor, 5 after your wedding, Hitler declares war on America. Why? When it's very thing he is desperate to avoid for the last 2 years. Fighting war on one front is hard. 2 is stupid. 3 suicide.
I believe someone once said, life is not a problem to be solved.
Is it same person?
Mystery to be experienced.
Is it same person who say life is full of unanswered questions? Then it's fool. Like Hitler. For who yet fool publishes plans for future in book? We must hold unflinching to our aim to secure for Germany land to which he is entitled, land that can only be obtained at the expense of Russia and her peoples. You see, Anna, we Russians is not so unto Minsk that we cannot read Mein Kampf.
You knew he was going to invade you?
Nah, we just didn't know when. For in ways, nothing is hard to predict as past. So, Anna, you think we still at war?
Well, if we are, I hope I get to see it end before,
Who you think will win?
Unbelievable! When will you men ever learn that no one ever wins at war? It's just someone loses a little less.
Now I think you're being harsh.
Oh, really? Because I tell you, the problem with you men is you're just about smart enough to work out how to do something, and you're just about dumb enough to do it.
So you as woman, what is your answer?
Who knows? If everyone a kitten, I guess. But look, I can tell you this. The answer's never going to be found in bombs and guns.
Where then?
I don't know. Maybe the answer's quite literally at the bottom of a bottle. Because, I mean, wouldn't it be a marvelous thing if we all just got trashed together?
Yet what of hangover?
Simple. We never stop drinking.
For at last you begin to think like good Russian woman.
And I thought there was no such thing.
No, who would say this? I will have them shot for you. So, Anna, what keeps you awake at night?
Insomnia.
Is the rest of answers to be like this?
Why? We got a problem with that? Ask me another, I dare you. Come on.
Is you spy?
Is this some kind of joke?
No, this is some kind of gun.
But how am I meant to answer?
Try truth for a change.
But if I deny I'm a spy, you'll say I'm lying and have me shot. And if I agree, you'll have me lined up and shot.
On what you have said is not altogether an attractive proposition, providing what you have said is true.
Oh, well, I suppose you could always just leave me to rot in one of you gulags waiting for a suitable trade.
No, I think I'd much rather have you shot. So I ask again, is you spy?
Of course not!
Liar!
Oh, come on! I mean, where's this gonna get you? Apart from new stain on floor.
I can have it voiced. I won't ask third time.
Well, then you're just gonna have to shoot. Ah!
Don't pout, Anna. It's not so bad. Besides, if I go around shooting everyone who's spy, there'd be nobody left in Moscow to do cleaning.
Then by your logic, you must also be a spy.
Yet, for I is exception to rule. He who spies on spies. Joker. Now, please, perhaps we should continue with the interview?
Hell, why not?
To end which is better.
You know, it doesn't have to be this way.
Yet don't all paths lead us here.
Well, there's a turn up. Wouldn't have figured you to be a predeterminist.
For though the world is very large, the streets are very narrow.
But then I guess it's all the same to you guys. It's chaos you really fear. The unpredictable nature of things. Morality doesn't come into it. You rewrite every law if you have to, or ignore them. I mean, just who do you guys answer to?
Anna, power is not means to end, but end in itself. For it's true, only British would sacrifice empire on such folly.
What folly?
That peoples can and should be free. Yet freedom only ever ends in chaos. And so in order for a system to survive, there must be those that control and those that are controlled.
Well, then I guess I gotta hand it to you. Some kind of system you built here.
We did not build.
Well, then who did?
It did. It evolves.
Like Darwin?
Like has life of own, and all we can do to hang on to Dragon's tail.
That's very candid of you.
You want Pulitzer or not?
I thought I didn't care.
This is why you're perfect candidate to interview me, because you has no ulterior motive, and if you do, it's not usual one.
Proving what tyrants you Russians are.
For we is not. And unlike you Americans, we not even want to be policemen of the world. You keep your welcome to it. You want truth? Truth is Kremlin policy only concerned with happenings within wall of Kremlin. For Stalin believed his security lie in keeping us
insecure,
hanging on to tell. Yet, it's true to your peoples, there is no such thing as colonial war anymore. Every enemy you fight must be evil, on level footing with Lucifer. No longer you war with nation or one party, yet with one person, be it Mao or Stalin. I think you call it cult of personality.
evolving yourself, a better devil in just 7 days?
Oh God, depends what side of mirror you stand in.
What side are you standing?
Sometimes I think I is mirror.
You know, you're really not what I was expecting.
Sorry to disappoint.
Do I look like I'm disappointed?
You look like you was blushing.
That's the alcohol.
I is used to silence.
We Americans, we like our noise. Seem to find our solace through a million hollow thoughts.
And fill silence if it makes you feel better. Say something interesting. I promise I'll not continue interview until dawn.
No pressure, then. Say something interesting. Something interesting.
Any time will be preferable.
Well, okay, no pressure, but... Oh, I know! Are you aware, Comrade Barrier, that we have been breaking at least 5 of your laws here? Now, it was in my guidebook. Now, let me see.
How the break law was in guidebook is most intriguing. You must remember now.
Okay. Give a girl her space. Now. Here we are. Law number 1. Vodka is to be drunk always as a shot, never sipped.
Not guilty.
Law number 2. Vodka is always to be drunk in company, consisting of at least 3 persons, called, I believe, a troika. Law number 3. Vodka is to be drunk with proper toast, preceding every shot.
Hope you find hope, even when you has given up hope of looking for hope.
That's deep.
Is Russian supposition.
Well, whatever it is, we shall proceed swiftly and yet gracefully on to law number 4. Drink must be washed down with a small piece of food. Oh, and lastly, law number 5. When one person proposes a toast, no one is allowed to refuse to drink. You'd think something that ends live would have a little more weight. Then I guess all the chambers are empty.
Only first is empty.
Good to know.
You has used before?
I grew up on a farm, remember? Scrabbling in dirt, shooting pheasants.
I is not pheasant.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. Tell me, Lavrenti, do they really call it Russian roulette here?
What do you want?
What do I want? What do I want? Where to begin? Oh! Making no truce with Adam Zed, the bear that walks like a man. You familiar with it?
Naturally, it's about Russia. It's Stalin's favorite. Yet you already know this. It's a reciprocal question.
Rhetorical. Go on.
It was by Rudyard Kipling. He writes very good poems for the imperialists. Of course, became pacifist when son killed in war. They say we are all sum of events that touch us.
Say it.
Or
Next time, you might not be so lucky.
there was flint in my musket, pricked in prime pan, when I went hunting Adam Zad the bear, who stands like man. I looked my last on timber, I looked my last on snow, when I went hunting Adam Zad 50 summers ago.
Go on.
Through long marches northward at fall of second night, I met Adam Zad, all panting from his flight. There was charge in musket, pricked in prime pan, my finger crooked on trigger, when he reared up like man. Who do you work for?
Smirtspionen. Death to spies. All spies, remember? Even those who spy on spies.
Yes! Horrible, hairy human with paws like hands that pray. Making subligation, rose Adam said the bear. I looked at swaying shoulders, at punches, swag and swing, and my heart was touched with pity for monstrous pleading thing. Touched with pity and wonder, I did not fire then. For nearer he tottered and nearer, with paws like hands that pray, from brow to jaw, that steel-shod claw, it ripped my face away.
Stop! On your knees!
Why?
50-50 chance.
There is still time. We can still make deal.
Finish it, or you can rest assured they'll both be for you.
What do you want?
Told you what I want. I want you to finish it. Now finish it!
Not for raging and roaring, flinch you from Adam's head, but this is time to fear, when he stands up like tired man, tottering near and near, when he stands up pleading in wavering man-brute cries, when he veils hate and cunning in his little swinish eyes.
When he shows a seeking quarter, with pores like hands in prayer. That is the time of peril, the time of the truce of the bear.
There is no bullet in chamber.
You willing to bet your life on that?
No, but I was willing to bet yours.
Uncle Harold used to put on magic shows. Classic misdirection. I simply put the thought in your mind by saying, Tell me, Laverty.
Do they really call it Russian roulette here?
Oh my gosh, you're shaking!
Is drink.
You've never faced death before?
Yet, every night when I has dinner with Stalin, and every morning when I look in the mirror.
You know, there's really only one thing I hate more in this world than guns. That's the men who use them.
Your husband did not fight in war.
He was in a reserved occupation.
He was lucky, man.
He didn't think so.
You know, it's permissible to miss a man. In many ways, you was lucky. I miss my wife, yet I already living with her.
He was having an affair. That Christmas when. He'd just told me. That's why I'd been drinking. Dutch courage, I guess. We'd been rowing over something trivial and he just blurted it out. Said he was relieved the guilt was out there. Said he just couldn't live with himself. Good. Would he have left us for her? Don't know. Said he still loved us, but then men normally do in those situations, or so I'm told. Yeah, not that I told anyone. Yeah. To the rest of the world, he's still the blessed St. Jack. But to me, all that's left of him is one big scar. Hell, bitch didn't even have a name.
You know, to my mind, Anna, affair is merely symptom rather than cause of marriage.
Is that so? Then tell me this. How do you put a marriage gone wrong right? It's a little blurred. Okay, I'll buy it. Who is she, your wife?
You sure you don't know who she is?
Nope. Should I?
Her name was Nadezhda Alilulov. She was Comrade Stalin's wife. She died.
How?
Lesson 4. For in politics, there is at least always 3 layers of truth. First layer is lie we sell to fools. Second layer is story we sell to cynics. Third layer is perhaps truth. It was evening of 9th of November, 1932. Comrade Stalin in Nadezhda is celebrating 15th anniversary of revolution at country house of Comrade Voroshilov. Nadezhda develops migraine, goes home early, where tragically she died alone of acute appendicitis. This is first layer. Second layer, Comrade Stalin has mistress, Rosa Kaganovich, who also present at celebration. Naturally, argument occur. Nadezhda leave, goes home, unable to take humiliation, shoots herself.
Third layer?
Same as second, only Nadezhda not pull trigger.
How do you know?
Left-handed people tend to blow brains out here, not here.
But if not her, who? But what's this got to do with me?
You is spitting image.
You're shitting me.
No, Anna, I is not shitting you.
How? I mean, why?
You tell me. 2 weeks ago, nobody said of you. Now you're more talked about than your new President Eisenhower. For who is this Anna? Where come from? Why here? Why now? Is Americans playing games? If not Americans playing games, if not them, then who?
Maybe it's just coincidence.
And maybe fairies live at end of garden.
Oh, now I get it. That's why I'm here, isn't it? Stalin sent me here for you to grill.
Maybe opposite. Maybe you, chef, and I, burger. Duh. For didn't you say so yourself? Up until recently, didn't you used to be head of both state and internal security? I is afraid I is on way out. It's a very dangerous place to be, very cold.
So you think I'm here to test your loyalty, but you're not yet sure who I work for. Stalin or Eisenhower, or both.
It has been known.
Well, who would you prefer? Maybe you'd like to pick a card or toss a coin. You realize if I am from Stalin, your hesitation has already damned you.
Yours from Stalin, I damn before you come. All this is merely gravy on cake.
What it is then? Yes or no? Da or niet?
Da.
Guards, you can come in now. Sorry, bad joke. Maybe I'm the one who shouldn't give up her day job.
And for the sake of both our lives, you had best be working for someone other than Washington Tribune.
Post.
Who in Elijah cares? Look, does you has planned to get me out of here or not?
Yes.
Good. This is good. Good.
And you willing to betray your country?
And I born Georgian. I betray my country many times. Make habit of it even. So please, cut the chase. What is planned?
Well, I guess in essence it's really very simple. We let the British Secret Service handle it.
Is pity. For now, I know you is lying.
How? Oh, but of course you don't yet know.
I don't know what.
You don't know, we know, you know everything MI5 and 6 knows. British intelligence. Now there's an oxymoron if ever there was.
Okay, think plenty, think. You is saying plan depends on Comrade Stalin value keeping his men in London more than seeing my head on plate. A very good plan. Provided he does not already know.
Does he?
He will if I tell him.
No. Oh, wait. I realize you're scared.
Not as you.
Oh, come on. I mean, where's this gonna get you? I mean, if I am from Stalin, yeah, and you turn me in, well, then you're dead. And if I am not from Stalin and you turn me in, well, you've just destroyed your only escape route. For what? Soon find another reason to have you replaced. At best, you've just bought yourself a little more time.
Yet is ill man. Much time he does not have.
How much?
6 months, year tops, perhaps is enough.
For what?
To start final war. Anna, our forces outnumber your 20 to 1. And if he begins now, he can have breakfast in Paris by end of week, lunch in Buckingham Palace by end of month.
And Thanksgiving dinner at the White House? I think you're forgetting we have the bomb.
And thanks to the Rosenberg, so does he.
But he can't win.
Yet what is lying man left to lose?
But I still don't understand.
Stalin believed it only matter of small time before your president removed last remaining threat to future prosperity. Oh, the preemptive strike on Moscow. Everything go boom!
Why does he think we'd do that?
Because it's what he would do. For he is as typical Georgian. Trust in honor, yet always expect to feel knife in back. So feel only option left is to draw your country into final conflict before you is ready.
How?
By pushing button you cannot ignore. Removal of all Jews from Soviet Empire.
Exile?
Shoot, gas, whatever gets desired reaction.
Why?
Because if he kills Muslim, nobody cares.
No, I mean on what justification?
He wants to start war.
But he's just one man.
As was Hitler. Yet millions still lie cold in trouble and regret because nobody bought his paintings. And glass is not half full, is not half empty. Glass is on fire, it's melting. And I is afraid, not merely for me, but world.
Okay. Level with me.
I try.
Have you ever actually killed a man? I mean, with your actual bare hands, not just sign the warrant.
Yet. But how do they say? There is first time for everything.
Then kill him.
I can't. He's as father to me.
But he's gonna have you killed, all of us killed.
Still is as father to me. I is sorry, Anna. I cannot kill him, and neither I think can you. I is not blind. This is the reason why you is here.
Oh, for the
To
love
counsel.
of God.
So you do believe in God?
No. But I do believe in the devil.
And how many tank divisions has he? For you must believe me, Anna. I will kill you if now you do not tell me truth. Yet I promise you this will be with 6 bullets. First will enter into stomach plus 1, 2, 3, 4 limbs. Only then dead. You see, Anna, if your name really is Anna, in the last 30 years, I has not bravery to do good, to become good. For man as me, perhaps it's better to serve in hell than reign in heaven. And so instead, every night I lie awake in darkness, my head haunted, Niski trust, lowly coward, waiting for knock on door. Never thought would be as you. For word is, who is death? Yet, how I remember when a small boy, all I ever dreamed of being an architect. Yet they never let me, no matter how many times I beg, for is as when banging head against brick wall. Eventually only go for headache or making wall wet. Well, I could never go back. Once they discover I has talent for being the axe, I must remain axe, keeping our people in fear, myself in fear. Was there not a tree and forest I would not gladly chop down for you? And yet now, you would nurture pain, sending her, uninvited like Occam's razor, to slice through abyss. Baba Yaga, Vedma, witch, offering new life, full of redemption, freedom, blue, and then. His phone is him. Koba. I sorry. I was on toilet. Yes, I will always be your number 2. It's very funny. Of course, right away. Of course. Is Stalin, he wished to speak to you. Please, take breath.
Comrade Stalin, firstly may I say what an honor. Yes. No. Yes. I'll tell him. He wants to have dinner with me. Says you're to get Carl to drive me over to his dacha.
Did he ask me to come?
No. Is that a good thing?
Is you going?
Yes, Comrade Stalin. I look forward to meeting you. Until then.
Carl. I guess we'll be leaving us. You're to drive her straight to Comrade Stalin's personal residence. Da. It's okay, Carl. Everything is arranged.
What's that?
Cyanide. In case things don't pan out as you hope.
Will it work?
It worked on Hitler's dog.
Well, I guess it's a quick death.
Not really.
Well, you learn something new every day.
Many things.
Well, I guess this is goodbye. If we do meet again, why, we shall smile.
And if not, why then this parting was well made. And with that, she was gone, vanished in the thin air like ghost who butchers Shakespeare. Da. And now I has kept my side of bargain and told you my truths of what happened on this night of March 1st, 1950 night great Georgienberg, Joseph Vissarionovich Stalin died. Well, surely I should tell you theirs. For there is at least 3 layers of truth to Stalin's death. First layer is official version we sell to fools. Officer on duty looking through keyhole sees Stalin working at desk at 3 in the morning. This is not unusual. Stalin often worked through night. And yet at 7 next morning, guard looking through keyhole again sees Stalin lying on floor, unconscious. And despite immediate medical attention, he dies. Second layer is unofficial version we sell to cynics. Fearing Stalin is about to get rid of me, I trick him into drinking rat poison. This is, of course, pathetic lie, for Stalin would not chew morsel or drink drop that had not passed our lips first. Third layer is unofficial story, and perhaps truth. Stalin has stroke during night, and though we all know this, we let nature take its course. And so, I can see from redness of faces, a few of you are not concerned about his death. Yet, Lavrenti Pavlovich Beria became name of most powerful man on planet. Yes, and for Beria, second son of Mongolian peasant, who it was seizes Russia's crown from Stalin's grasp. Da. Frees millions from Gulag, bans use of torture in Soviet prisons, reduces role of Communist Party, and begins talks with Americans concerning German reunification and ending of Cold War. And it was for this final crime I is murdered by Snake and Grass Khrushchev as counter-revolutionary, a traitor, a spy. And so, after many years hence, what is real truth of death, you ask? Yet why should I tell you? What will you do if you know? Say that was then and this is now? Now is different? Now is not different, is same. I think it was Churchill who said, Stalin is the riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma. So is it not better his death remained mystery wrapped in enigma inside riddle? I think so. And yet, dawn soon comes, and we ghosts must return from whence we has occurred. Here's the rules. Yet before I go, there is always time for one last drink. To you, my comrades. Now, you have seen my past, may you each grasp more firmly your future. And to you, Anna Louise Schules, Gresham once more. Whoever you were, wherever you are, I hope you has found hope to match heart. And finally, last of my troika, reason why we is here, to you, Comrade Stalin. Good night, Uncle Joe. Forever may you rot in hell.
Кто-то ходит за окном и стучится в двери. Дили-дили-бом, кричит ночная птица.